Okay, so there's about 3 minutes left in the game. The New York Giants are leading 21-19. Second half, kind of went like I thought it was gonna go. After you take the starters out, that second team is not doing a lot, especially on the offensive side. Defensively, pretty good. But let's just talk about what's going on, man. Let's talk about this game. Exactly what I wanted to see is what I saw tonight. I put out a checklist on Twitter of things I want to see. One of those things was training camp Danny, quotation marks, training camp Danny. And I think we saw exactly that. So hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. So let's be real. Yes, it's the Carolina Panthers. Absolutely. It is the Carolina Panthers. I thought that we would go in there and put the pause on the Carolina Panthers. I said that a few days ago. And that's exactly what we did, to their starters, first team, whoever they had out there first. I expected if we were going to play our starters, both offensively and defensively, that this should be an easy game. And it was exactly that. And it's funny, too, because you're hearing a lot of people when describing Daniel Jones, his play, you're hearing the word surgical a lot. I saw it. Rhett Lewis said it on NFL Network. Right after that first drive, Daniel Jones was surgical, and he absolutely was. And there was no reason for him not to be. Again, for the people that want to knock Daniel Jones and say, okay, yeah, I saw tweets, crazy tweets. Some guy said, yeah, he looks good when there's no pressure. Excuse me. Is it his fault that his offensive line did what they were supposed to do? And the few times that he did have pressure, he was able to manipulate in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, which a lot of people also say he doesn't do. And pretty much, again, that might have been the only pass that he missed, and that was a drop from Darren Waller. He got, good pass, should have been a good catch. Ball got knocked loose due to a big hit. Waller got to hold on to that. If that doesn't happen, you're looking at almost a perfect drive from Daniel Jones. And again, it was such a precise drive. It was almost boring. And I put out another tweet saying, what a boring drive, but it was also a beautiful, boring drive. A lot of receivers got involved. Paris Campbell, Hodgins, Waller. A lot of people got involved. Daniel Bellinger capped it off with the touchdown at the end. I think we went like the first 5 plays. We didn't even run the ball. Saquon Barkley didn't even play. Breda got the start. Didn't see much from Breda either. Liked what I saw from Eric Gray later on once Tyrod Taylor was in there. But again, positive opening drive for the New York Giants, marching right down the field like they should. And again, this is the Carolina Panthers, understandably so. The New York Giants march right down the field as they should. And then flipping it to the defensive side, what I wanted to see on defense was being able to stop the run and get that team off of the field. Now, they did get Carolina on their first drive off the field right away. Great showings from Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Jordan Riley, Bobby Okereke had a bunch of stops. The cornerbacks were physical. Pinnock, physical. Got those guys right off the field. The second drive from Carolina, it was a 7-minute drive. They ended off capping that drive off with a field goal. But the thing is this. We killed ourselves with penalties in that second drive from the Carolina Panthers. Our defense had penalty after penalty that kept their drive alive. Luckily, they were only able to get those 3. I think if we don't have those penalties, we probably go into the half. The defense goes into the half giving Carolina the goose egg, 0 points. And I really do believe that. But again, I saw Kayvon Thibodeau get a sack coming off the edge against a starting left tackle, and Aquano is their starting left tackle. Was able to use his speed, beat him to the edge, and go ahead and get to Bryce Young to get the sack. Later on in that same series, he got to him twice. Believe it was a flag on that play too, not on him though. And yeah, man, I came off very, very happy. Can't say I'm super duper impressed because again, this is the Carolina Panthers. It is the Carolina Panthers, but as a Giants fan, I'm very happy at what I saw from the first team, offensively and defensively. Just to talk about a couple of points, we did finally see Darian Beavers a bit. He did make a couple of plays. There was that one play where he almost had the fumble that ended up not being a fumble. That could have been a scoop and score. And in the short time that we saw Darian Beavers, we saw that he was around the ball. All those plays, he was around the ball, either part of the tackle or around where that tackle is being made. We saw the same thing with Bobby Okereke, all over the place. Bobby Okereke was either making the tackle or around the ball where he needed to be. There was a Dexter Lawrence, looks like, midseason Dexter Lawrence. And again, this is the Carolina Panthers, so I understand. But damn it, I'm excited. And I don't want to keep, holding back and things like that, because no, the New York Giants did what they were supposed to do to a bad team. You can say it. The New York Giants did what they were supposed to do to a bad team. In recent history, the New York Giants have made bad teams look good. And again, this is only preseason. I understand that. But I'm going to take this, this showing that we got from the Giants. I'm going to take this and I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to be happy with it. Evan Neal played, and he played a lot too. And he had some productive plays. Positive plays. He was beat on a stunt. I think it might have been a third drive. He was beat on a stunt. Him and Glowinski couldn't pick up the stunt. And, you don't want to see things like that. But all in all, physical in the run game. Pretty good showing, especially for that to be his first competition, because he got hurt. He got hurt the second padded practice. He didn't even make it to Detroit to practice. And get those those fully padded practices there. So this was his real first time, game situation, and he looked pretty good. We did start off with on the line. We started off with Thomas, Bredesen, Schmitz, Glowinski, and Neal. After Daniel Jones was out of there, you saw Azudu get some snaps, and you saw some good plays from Azudu as well. John Michael Schmitz, another good showing from him. Every time there was a play being made, he was almost a lead blocker. So I think we really do have something there when it comes to John Michael Schmitz. And when it comes to this 2023 draft class, I think we see a lot of guys that are going to contribute early and often. Just thinking about the defense. Well, here's the thing. Just thinking about the offense. John Michael Schmitz, of course. Jalen Hyatt. And we, as advertised, Tyrod Taylor, those are deep to Jalen Hyatt, touchdown. And the crazy thing about it is, just as wide open as you saw Jalen Hyatt in college, he was that wide open on that play too against the Carolina Panthers. And it wasn't like he was going up against a rookie either. He was going against a veteran cornerback in Eric Rowe, or safety. He beat a veteran, and he made it look super easy. And to the point where he had to wait on the football to get there a little bit. We had to wait on the ball to get there. But you can kind of see the makings of what this New York Giants offense can be. I'm excited about it. Daniel Jones, again, passer rating, I believe his passer rating was like a 136. And yeah, man. Yeah. Playmakers making plays. A real threat. Again, Saquon Barkley was not on the field, and we moved down the field with ease. Darren Waller, fantastic showing outside of that one drop. And I don't think Darius Slayton got a catch at all or target either. But it is what it is when it comes to that. But I'm just excited. A lot of good plays being made. Jordan Riley is making a case for himself, not only just to make the 53, but actually contribute and get a jersey every week and play. I think Jordan Riley is going to be a part of this rotation. They had one lineup where they had Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, and Jordan Riley on the field at the same time, and it's kind of like that big look when it should be like A'Shawn Robinson in there. And I'm going to say this. Obviously, A'Shawn Robinson is ahead of Jordan Riley. But Jordan Riley is at it from the last 2 weeks. Jordan Riley is proving a point to a lot of people, and especially to me, that he should be a part of this rotation, especially with guys like Nacho really not playing and stuff like that. I did like the kid Smith too, on the front. And here's the thing. Exactly what we needed from last year, we got this year. We needed to be able to stop the run, and that's what Joe Shane did as far as trying to address and sign people that are strong against the run. And I think we're seeing the fruits of that right now. But the real test comes in just 3 weeks against the Dallas Cowboys, and today was a good showing, or I should say tonight was a good showing, and I'm just excited about that. Again, for those that had questions like myself, you get excited about training camp. You get excited seeing Daniel Jones move the ball in that red jersey where he can't be touched. Well, here was a live situation where he could be touched, and it looked just as smooth as those training camp practices. Just as smooth as those practices. So yeah, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna enjoy it. We have the Jets next week in the preseason game. I don't think we play our starters next week. I don't think the Jets play their starters either, possibly. And it's funny too, because that's no real, outside of the joint practices, that's no real work for Aaron Rodgers, behind that offensive line with the ability to get hit. And so that's going to be interesting. So maybe they play for a series, and if they do, hopefully our starters can play a series too. But again, I needed to see this. I think you needed to see this. If you feel excited about what you saw, fantastic. Be excited. I know it's just training camp and preseason, but be excited at what you saw, because exactly what you saw in training camp, you saw there on the field. And a lot of people saw it too. So, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Just a quick recap of the game. Happy with what I saw. Eric Gray, good showing. Ja'Shawn Corbin, second half, good showing. Hyatt got his touchdown. Paris Campbell, the receiving crew, Isaiah Hodgins, had a couple nice catches as well. Offensive line showed up, better showing than last week. I like the way the unit looked. And here's the thing. I said it in the previous video. I said we're going to know this week, kind of where we're leaning as far as who the starters are going to be, especially when it comes to that offensive line. And it looks like it's going to be Bredesen and Glowinski, in my opinion, starting this season. And it is what it is. I was rooting for Zudu. It could still be something else, but right now I think it's going to be that. And then on the defensive side, it looks like Micah McFadden is still holding on to that linebacker spot next to Bobby Okereke. But again, all it takes is a couple of real games, and you can saw with just some of the pop that Darian Beavers had in some of the tackles that he made today, that is just a little bit something different there. It's a little something different there that I like. But again, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.